Welcome to this audiobook-style journey into Angela Duckworth's groundbreaking book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. In this video, we'll explore why effort beats talent, how grit can be developed, and what it truly takes to achieve greatness. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or dreamer chasing a goal, this could be the mindset shift you've been waiting for. Get comfortable, grab your headphones, and let's dive deep into the science and soul of success. Not through genius, but through grit. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Power of Grit. Angela Duckworth, a psychologist and former teacher, made an astonishing observation. Her most successful students weren't necessarily the smartest. They were the ones who never gave up. That led her to a single, powerful question. What's the key to success? Through years of research, from military academies to spelling bees, Wall Street to inner-city schools, her conclusion was revolutionary. It's not IQ, not social intelligence, not good looks, not physical health. It's grit. Grit is a combination of passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. It's waking up day after day with a fire that doesn't fade. It's falling, failing, and still moving forward. Duckworth describes grit as a mindset, a way of thinking that doesn't give up when things get hard. Gritty people don't just have goals. They have an obsession that endures through setbacks, boredom, and even defeat. This changes the way we think about talent. Duckworth shares his formula. Talent x effort equals skill. Skill x effort equals achievement. That means effort counts twice. Talent helps you learn faster, but it's effort that turns talent into skill. And even more effort turns that skill into real-world achievement. Let that sink in. Your potential isn't fixed. It grows with passion and perseverance. Chapter 2. Growing grit from the inside out. So if grit is the magic ingredient, how do we develop it? Duckworth breaks grit down into 4 essential components: interest, practice, purpose, hope. Let's explore each of these. 1. Interest, the spark. Grit begins with passion, and passion starts with interest. No one can persevere for years at something they hate. Gritty people love what they do, not every moment, but overall. They feel drawn to their pursuit. But here's the twist. Passions aren't discovered fully formed. They're developed. Duckworth says, passion for your work is a little bit of discovery, followed by a lot of development, and then a lifetime of deepening. So if you don't know your passion yet, that's okay. Try things. Explore. What feels meaningful? What lights you up? Curiosity is your compass. 2. Practice, the discipline. Next comes deliberate practice, the kind that isn't always fun, but is focused and intentional. Gritty people practice with a purpose, to improve. They stretch themselves, seek feedback, and do it again over and over. Duckworth points out that elite performers, from pianists to athletes, aren't just talented. They practice deliberately every day with a goal to get just a little better. They set high standards. They fail. They adjust. And they repeat. 3. Purpose beyond the self. At some point, grit becomes more than personal ambition. It transforms into purpose, the belief that your work matters to others. Duckworth found that gritty people often feel that what they do contributes to a greater good. They're fueled not just by personal success, but by meaning. This could be a teacher shaping lives, a scientist curing diseases, or an artist inspiring others. Purpose adds power to passion. 4. Hope, the inner fire. Finally, grit depends on hope, the belief that things can get better, even when life gets hard. Gritty people aren't blindly optimistic. They believe their efforts make a difference. They persist not because they never fail, but because they believe failure isn't final. Hope is what keeps you going at mile 20 of a marathon, when your legs are burning and your mind says quit. Chapter 3. Parenting and grit. Can grit be taught? Absolutely. And one of the most powerful places to learn grit is at home. Permissive parents are loving, but have no boundaries. Neglectful parents offer neither. Wise parents combine structure with love. They set high standards, but also guide, encourage, and model grit themselves. Children raised in gritty homes learn to value effort, bounce back from setbacks, and push through boredom. But parenting isn't the only influence. Duckworth highlights the role of coaches, mentors, and schools. Gritty environments challenge people to reach their potential, not by coddling, but by cultivating resilience. She also introduces the idea of a hard thing rule. Everyone in the family must choose a difficult activity, stick with it for a set period, and can't quit early. Why? Because learning to follow through builds grit muscles, just like exercise builds physical ones. Chapter 4. Culture of Grit. Grit is contagious. If you're surrounded by people who give up easily, chances are you'll give up too. But if you're surrounded by people who persist, who embrace challenge, fall down, get back up, and keep moving, grit becomes a norm. Duckworth emphasizes the power of culture, the invisible force that shapes our behavior. Take the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. Despite high test scores, some cadets dropped out, but those with higher grit scores, they endured the grueling beast barracks and made it through. Or look at professional sports. Talent may get you drafted, but it's grit that builds a legacy. Gritty cultures share these traits: clear purpose and identity, shared language about persistence, heroes who model resilience, accountability and support. So, if you want to be gritty, surround yourself with grit. Find your tribe of doers. It matters more than you think. Chapter 5. The Myth of Effortless Genius. Have you ever heard someone say, "They're just a natural"? Angela Duckworth warns, this belief in effortless genius is one of the biggest myths holding us back. When we idolize talent, we devalue effort. We assume success is born, not made, but science says otherwise. Duckworth's studies show that effort is the real differentiator. The best performers aren't always the smartest. They're the most consistent, the most determined, the most gritty. Think of Olympic athletes. Behind every medal is a decade of invisible effort. Early mornings, brutal training, setbacks, injuries, doubts. But the world only sees the final performance, the highlight reel. We must stop glorifying the outcome and start celebrating the journey. Why? Because believing in talent alone makes us fragile. The moment we struggle, we think, maybe I'm just not good enough. Grit flips the script. Struggle is proof that we're growing. Effort isn't a sign of weakness. It's a badge of honor. Chapter 6. How to cultivate grit. So how can you become grittier? Angela Duckworth offers several powerful tools. Develop a grit mindset, a powerful reminder that greatness isn't about talent. It's about effort, endurance, passion with purpose, perseverance with heart. The good news? Grit isn't fixed. It's a skill, and you can build it day by day, challenge by challenge. You don't need to be the smartest, the fastest, or the strongest. You just need to be the one who never gives up. If this audiobook-style summary inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more life-changing book breakdowns every week. And remember,